Welcome back to Fox and Friends. Former Acting Secretary of Defense Christopher Miller is joining calls for General Mark Milley to resign over accusations he had secret phone calls with China. Miller telling Fox News, quote, "I did not and would not ever authorize such conduct."
Meanwhile, President Biden is standing behind the general, saying General Milley has great confidence in General Milley.
Retired Army General, Brigadier General, I should say, Don Bolduc, joins us now. General, who's right here? General Jack Keane, who said to Fox yesterday he takes Milley at his word and called his actions responsible, or so many others?
I believe his actions are irresponsible and they fall somewhere between treason and dereliction of duty. We never would tolerate that in our subordinate officers. We would remove them immediately. Lieutenant Colonel Scheller, Lieutenant Colonel Lohmeyer are recent examples. I am being reached out to by many people in the military who have lost confidence in the chairman. There's a perception out there that he did this. He needs to do the right thing, have some moral courage, step aside. We need to conduct an investigation, and he needs to be held accountable for this either treasonous or somewhere between dereliction of duty.
General, you know, Joe Biden and the White House say we stand by General Milley. But if General Milley did this to Joe Biden, you got to figure he probably would be fired by noon.
Oh, there would be no doubt that President Trump would have fired him. I would assume it wouldn't take until noontime, right? And rightly so. This is a loss of confidence. I mean, how many times are we going to lose confidence in this guy? First of all, we have a border security situation, which the military has tremendous responsibility, and our border security is failing right now. The withdrawal in Afghanistan was a disaster. The policy, military strategy leading up to the withdrawal was a disaster, and now we have these phone calls to counterparts. I talked to many of my counterparts as a, division-level commander, Special Operations Command Africa, and never would it have entered my mind to make any comments like this. We have to develop those relationships. They're necessary, but this, if true, is treasonous or at the least a dereliction of duty.
That's what President Trump said, too. He said if it is true, it's treason. I know that you've called for Milley's resignation many times. You say that you know how he operates as a politically driven general. What do you mean by that?
Well, I've watched him over the years, and I've watched many of the generals and most of the Joint Chiefs that are in place right now. They changed their colors. You know, a lot of them started off with George Bush, transitioned over to President Obama, and bought off on all the bad policy in Africa, Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, all over the world that weakened America's position with their allies. Then they transitioned to President Trump, which I knew would be difficult for all of them. Apparently it has, because they undermined him behind his back. And then they go back to President Biden, who has demonstrated how it's an incompetent administration, and we are in a lot of trouble economically, fiscally, and the safety and security of Americans. And I am afraid for our reputation and for our military service members on the ground in many places of the world.
Now, if you're afraid, then we're afraid. But the good news is that China's going to get a heads up if we're going to bomb them. So that's good to know that War College class is going to be in session. Appreciate it, General, and we hear your alarm.
Well, I hope Americans do, and I hope they call for him to do the right thing. I know our service members believe there's a perception. Perception can be reality. It's one of the rules of a leader. And if you're not operating effectively and you're hurting your organization, you need to step aside.
All right. General, thank you very much.
Thanks for your service, General.
God bless you all. Thank you.
God bless you.
Indeed.